The world doesn't end with a screen. It begins with confusion. Screens flicker, borders blur, and men in suits mistake shadows for threats. One decision, one message delayed, and the line between peace and war disappears. 3 days, 6 continents, one mistake. It begins before dawn in 2027. A radar station in northeastern Poland tracks 3 unidentified objects crossing from Belarus. Seconds later, NATO's early warning system flags an anomaly, possible hypersonic trajectory. No missiles are confirmed, but the data is inconsistent. Something's moving faster than expected, something the system can't classify. In Moscow, alarms echo deep within the Kremlin's command center. Analysts interpret the radar echo as a NATO probe, maybe a drone swarm test. Orders go out to ready the Western defense grid. S-500 batteries activate west of Smolensk. Convoys roll quietly through frozen roads. No shots fired, but satellites catch the movement. At the same hour, thousands of kilometers away, Taiwan's early warning satellite suddenly goes dark. A U.S. Navy destroyer near Okinawa reports radar jamming consistent with Chinese electronic warfare. Beijing denies involvement, but inside the Fujian Air Command Center, pilots climb into their J-20 stealth fighters under strict radio silence. What no one realizes, both incidents, the European radar ghost and the Pacific blackout, are unrelated. 2 accidents, same hour. But in a world wired for fear, coincidence is no longer trusted. Social media lights up with speculation. Russian test? PLA hack? NATO on alert? Newsrooms run unverified footage of convoys in snow and jet trails over the Taiwan Strait. The age of information has become the age of panic. In Washington, the Pentagon Situation Room glows red. Data loss from a European satellite relay creates false readings. A line of code flags a possible Russian 𝐿 launch. No one can confirm it. The president asks, "Do we have visual?" The answer is silence. Cyber Command begins counter-jamming suspected Russian nodes. Within minutes, Russia detects foreign interference and interprets it as an attack. Automated systems escalate alert levels faster than humans can correct them. The first domino has already fallen. By sunrise, Moscow mobilizes transport units from the Engels Air Base. It's a precaution, dispersal, not deployment. But open-source satellite trackers catch the movement. Within 30 minutes, headlines around the world read, "Russia moves nuclear assets toward Western Front." Markets crash, air routes freeze, oil spikes 40%. France calls for emergency EU defense meetings. Poland demands NATO's Article 4. In Berlin, civilians queue for fuel. In Tokyo, investors shift trillions into digital currencies. No one knows what's real, but everyone knows the world is tilting. Halfway across the world, another miscalculation unfolds. U.S. reconnaissance drones pass near the Chinese coastline, part of a scheduled patrol. PLA radar interprets their trajectory as hostile. A J-16 fighter scrambles and locks radar within visual range. For 90 seconds, both pilots stare at each other through glass and cloud. No one fires, but Beijing declares a no-fly zone extending 500 kilometers east of Taiwan. Washington calls it a blockade in disguise. Guam-based bombers are prepped for deterrence flights. A message flashes across encrypted lines. Maintain visibility, show presence. The camera of the 21st century isn't the lens, it's the satellite feed. Each move is watched, interpreted, and amplified before it even happens. By afternoon, digital warfare replaces diplomacy. Cyber attacks ripple through Europe's grids. Rail systems shut down in Poland. Stock exchanges flicker in London. And Japan loses satellite positioning for hours. Anonymous hacker groups claim responsibility, though every analyst knows they're cover identities for state-run cells. As night falls, the U.S. president authorizes global cyber defense protocols, a coordinated digital lockdown. But the countermeasures themselves cause collateral failures. Medical databases, transport routes, energy relays. Civilian life begins to falter under invisible crossfire.
The world hasn't seen a single bomb, yet millions already feel the effects of war. By the end of day 2, communication between Washington and Moscow has collapsed. The Swiss embassy tries to reopen a back channel, but both sides distrust each other's encryption. Meanwhile, Beijing and Washington exchange warning messages through the UN, all couched in formal language that hides growing rage. Over the Baltic, a NATO AWACS plane detects radar shadows, fast movers heading west. Seconds later, the Russian Air Force claims NATO has entered its airspace. Both sides raise readiness to DEFCON 3 equivalent. Across command centers, men and women who've trained for decades finally hear the phrase they hoped would never come: prepare activation codes. It's not missiles that arrive first, it's silence. Satellites begin to fail under electronic interference. GPS accuracy drops below 60%. Ships drift blind in the Pacific. Commercial planes divert mid-air. Television feeds freeze on static. The modern world begins to feel the absence of its own systems. At 0542 UTC, a U.S. early warning satellite registers a thermal flash over the North Atlantic. Analysts scramble. Is it a launch? A malfunction? A test? Within minutes, NORAD elevates alert. Submarines in the Atlantic receive coded messages to hold position and confirm readiness. Russia reads this as mobilization. In Moscow, the strategic rocket forces go into full standby. In Beijing, the Central Military Commission orders strategic silence. No comments, no denials, just silence. The most dangerous message in diplomacy. In London, the Prime Minister is rushed into Cobra bunker briefings. Advisors whisper of communications degradation. The media doesn't know it yet, but half the satellites providing the live feed are already offline. Markets crash again. Panic spreads through cities. Videos flood social media of military convoys moving through rural highways, many of them old clips, mislabeled, yet believed instantly. Truth no longer competes with fear. Somewhere over Kaliningrad, 2 fighter jets, one Russian, one NATO, cross in thick clouds. A missile lock warning triggers automatically. The pilot reacts defensively, firing a flare. The radar misreads it as a live missile launch. For 7 seconds, both sides believe the other has fired. In those 7 seconds, the world teeters on the brink of nuclear exchange. No warhead launches, no explosion follows, but the silent readiness, that invisible tightening of fingers over buttons, becomes the loudest moment in history. Across the globe, civilians wake to broken news broadcasts, massive cyber disruption, possible military escalation, but no one knows the truth. Children are told to stay home. Schools in Warsaw, Seoul, and Taipei close indefinitely. Hospitals in Tokyo switch to emergency generators. In New York, the stock exchange halts trading after AI systems misread false alerts as verified launches. In Paris, protesters flood the streets demanding truth over fear. In Moscow, cell networks collapse under server overload. And above it all, the satellites that once connected humanity become silent witnesses to its confusion. By hour 70, back channels finally reopen. Turkey offers to mediate. India hosts encrypted communication relays. Both sides agree to verify all launch data manually. The truth emerges slowly, painfully. The radar anomaly in Poland was a weather echo. The Taiwan blackout was a satellite malfunction. The North Atlantic flash was a debris burn. The 72-hour spiral was never war, but it became the closest the world had ever come. At hour 72, world leaders step before their cameras, pale, rehearsed, cautious. They talk of resilience, communications failures, protocol reviews. But in private, every defense chief understands what just happened. It wasn't strategy that saved the world, it was luck. Inside NORAD, a general whispers to his aide, "We built a system to act faster than humans." It did. Inside the Kremlin, Petrov stares at a dark monitor and mutters, "Machines made the decisions, we just obeyed." And in Beijing, silence remains the final statement. The world exhales, but the damage is invisible. Every government doubles its budgets for AI-driven defense. Every superpower begins planning for a war that almost happened. Treaties are rewritten, satellites replaced, doctrines updated. Humanity doesn't learn restraint, it learns efficiency. The camera drifts above a quiet city. Lights flicker across continents. No bombs fell, no borders changed. Yet in 3 days, the world came closer to extinction than ever before. The Third World War never began, but neither did peace truly survive. In an age where seconds decide history, confusion is the most powerful weapon of all.